Hi, this is the Wick Who Cares, and I just decided to make a YouTube channel. For the last couple of months, I've been doing like small reviews on TikTok, and I want to do like more in depth, not the review. I don't want to do review. I want to do like other stuff too, like a hobby. So I'm going to try to do two videos this year. I'm going to try to do the show of the year and the film of the year, and this is going to be the show of the year. So let's get going. Before I kick off with my show of the year and explain why it's my show of the year, I want to mention all my mentions, and there's quite a few shows that I want to mention. Because why is it any could have been show of the year, but like I said, there's reasons. And another thing too, there may be some shows that I miss out because of time, and like I said, I've been watching multi films this year because there's been a lot released this year due to a lot of films got delayed from last year from the pandemic, which I will explain in the next video. But also there's been some other shows that I haven't seen for yet, or I can't get like fully fair reviews, and so have been released stuff like Cobra Kai. I'm recording this video, haven't been released yet, and same with Boba Fett. So let's start off the first sentence since we talked about Boba Fett. Let's kick off with Disney. God, what a year you have with content. We last year people complaining with the Marvel content. There wasn't really any, and God, it been banging in. It been banging in, basically non-freaking stop. It's like really a 2 months there's a new Marvel show. And before I get kicked into all the Marvel shows, I want to mention one show. Well, it's not a show, but it's like a mini show with. It's like the really. I tell you, it's Star Wars Visions. Yeah, very good, very good. Beautiful, really everything about it so good. About four of them could be, or five of them could be his own shows. Two of them could be like specials, and there's like one or two of it iffy, but again, even then, with the number of episodes we got, why not? Why? You can't complain at that. Especially with that much, especially all different stories and different art styles. And really, what blew me away was really the first episode, and I can't remember the name of it. It's really the one where a delivering the lightsabers. God, those who can be moved yourself, and the other one where the rabbit girl, or like still a rabbit. I can't remember what the his name, but here and his adopted, she's adopted, and that can be moved yourself. And what it makes really what Star Wars fans been moaning at, and the one with Star Wars is it hasn't been much different, and now Disney's moving forward with all these different shows, and this is one of them. So yeah, I want to mention Visions before I go detail with the Marvel show. Like I said, it's been the year of Marvel on Disney Plus. Hopefully next year we get the year of you know Star Wars. Like I said, we got Boba Fett at the end of December, 29th December. So yeah, so we'll move on to Marvel next. So here's the first shows of the Marvel shows, and it's WandaVision, and this has to be my favourite one. Funny enough, I know people are gonna say, but Loki's better, and yeah, I hear that a lot. Anyone said Loki is the best show of the year, and yeah, it's good. It's up there as one of the best. I do like Loki, but I will explain that later with Loki. But I will explain now why I like Wanda better. It's because the style, really, it's a style. It's probably the most unique show I've seen since Lost. And yeah, I know Lost have his problems, but go admit, then Lost first came out, it was cool. And this is the same thing, but I think this is done a lot more smarter than Lost. And it it uses mystery, thriller, mindfuck a lot more better, and it makes sense too. Now, it did have a rocky start with the way it released it, because A lot of people got off by it. It got hyped up once the episode, the first two came out. People thought, is this going to be it? So, a sitcom, basically, nothing else. But there's more to it. And the problem is the reviewers got given the first 3 episodes. And that do make a big difference because at the end of episode 3, there is quite a bit of a twist, and he actually explains what's going on with Wanda. Why it's not a dream. It's happily happened. She actually took over a town and made it to her own happy sitcom world. And yeah, before anyone says, is it a gimmick, the sitcom? I did thought that at first, saying it's gonna be a gimmick, but there's a reason why she chose a sitcom world. And it is quite sad. Again, I'm not going to spoil it because some people might not have seen this, but it is a sad story why she chose sitcom. Different sitcoms. Basically, there's nothing too hard about it. Each episode is a different sitcom. Like the first one is like the 1960s, I think. Yeah, like 1960s. So like Sabrina. Then got to the second one where basically it evolved a bit more. Not much. They got to the third episode, which is become the first chord sitcom. And then you got to, later on, you got to stuff like Malcolm in the Middle. Oh yeah, before that, I forgot. Full House style, and then Malcolm in the Middle, and then, what I call it, the modern day one, which is Modern Family, which is quite a nice Easter egg. And all these shows with the sitcoms, they do have Easter eggs with them too, which is quite nice. And also, the Easter eggs with the advert in each one showing event of Wanda Pass in the MCU movie which she's been in, which again is quite smart and very unique. And also the other MCU Easter eggs in there too, and not so MCU classic Marvel Easter eggs too. Like for example, it's probably on the trailer. It's not a spoiler. You actually see them on Halloween wearing their classic costumes, which is quite a nice nod for Marvel fans and comic book fans. And also, the reason why I actually think this is the show that I think is the best one, it got people talking non-stop. People thinking, what's going to happen? What these clues means. It's not like it's telling what the clues are. You have to make, you have to work it out yourself. And basically, the community around, basically, like, what YouTube at the time, go back to March or late February. I think it's like March it came out. There were hundreds of videos of people, doing, trying to work out the clues. And people talking about the show. Yeah, it's out on No Weak Point, which is the finale, which is the last episode. Yeah, it's a bit weak. But it's still satisfying. And it sets up to, future movies. And lately we got in a spin-off with a character. Again, I'm not going to give away who haven't seen it, but she is quite a good character and I'm looking forward to it. And I think this is a very good start for these Disney Plus Marvel shows, and it put Marvel to the next level. And what I'm saying, right through the first 3 episodes, if you watch the show, what I'm saying, it's worth it. And what I'm saying, the only sad thing is I can't see it being another season the way it ended. But like I said before, we are getting a spin-off, so and we are getting Wanda still gonna be in this as well. As you know, I think she's meant to be in Doctor Strange 2, the next Doctor Strange movie next year. So we won't have to wait too long to see the future of Wanda. And yeah, that's it for this part. I'm going to do the next part now, so let's get moving on. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and 30, it's a buddy cop series, but it's a lot more darker, and that what shocked me with this one. Again, good reasons. Not bad reason. This is a good reason too. And basically the plot is more focused on the Falcon with him basically not taking the shield, and he thinks he's not good. Basically, he cannot take, replacing, Captain America, taking over, his job, or taking over his legacy. And that is a good idea, the way he done it. But what made this even more darker and what the hell? Basically, he gave the shield away to the museum. He donated to the museum, to carry on the legacy. Just to sort the legacy off, so people could know, what Captain America did. And basically, he went behind his back and gave it to another person, John Walker, which is a good character, which I will talk about in a minute. And basically, what makes it worse is, it deals with racism. And I would not expect this. And again, it probably is one of the best part about it. It's not one in your face. It deal with it in a realistic way. And it's not like it's done it because of that, but what he's saying, to his point of view, which again, it does seem a bit racist and, racy, a bit dirty to the way he's done it, while talking about it. And also, and the other thing it deal with is Buckley, and it deal with him, basically it deal with him being, carry on his friend's death, saying that can he move on his life, keep his life straight while, his best mate helping him. Because it's the thing, if you watch the movies, he was an assassin killer, kidnapped by Hydra as an ultimate weapon. And he can snap aiming, and, Captain America helped him. He took him to Wakanda and got him help. And, we trained his brain, and he's seen the therapist on move on his life. And that's another thing too. It deal with that too, and it is well told. And back to the racism bit, yeah. Like there's some scene, like for example, John Walker, which you do feel at first, yeah, he's a douchebag, but you do feel a bit bad for him because he trained all his life for this. Again, you had no point of view that it does not make him racist, even though people will think that first, oh, it's racist, but he wants to he wants to save everyone, and the problem is, he all does it. He all does it, and I end up being hated. And there's one incident in this show where his mate, something happened to his mate, and then, he just snaps. And he does something with, Captain America's shield, which is freaking dark. And all I said about it, again, I'm not going to no spoilers, the shield got covered in blood. And I thought, wow, this is not, I thought this is something like DC would do, but this is, I know Marvel can be dark in the comics, but this, and sometimes in the movies, it can be dark, but they took it to a new level with darkness. And then later on, which is another twist in this, you find out there was another Captain America in the past. This is before, and again, there was another one, and basically, they tried the experiment again, but this one backfired a bit more because it had side effects, and basically, they tried to do the same thing they done with, with Captain America, and the problem with this one is, they had side effects, and the problem is, after they done with him, and he got exposed, they pinned him, and he spent something like 30 or 40 years, virtually most of his life in jail. And he never got credited to being a hero, which again, that, I thought, wow, that is so messed up. And it deals with all stuff too, like for example, Falcon, which I find this bit is a bit, again, insulting, where Falcon, he had a family business, with a boat like that. I think it's something with a boat. I think it's something like fishing. I don't know what the business is. All I know is it's a boat. And the boat needs fixing, and he said he can get a loan. And he was denied a loan, even though he is, like I said, he's well paid, because he went missing for 4 years, due to, the snap. He don't get credit. It's like he don't trust him with credit. I'm like, again, that is a realistic problem. That would happen. That probably would happen if that happened in real life with the snap. Then people brought back. It is so fucked up. And then got this terrorist group. This is like the main villains in this, and they got a good backstory too. The reason why they're doing it, it's not very terrorist, but they are, but they're doing it in a terrorist way. But the problem is, again, it tied to a good. They believe this message is good, but they're doing it in the wrong way. And again, this show, I'm quite shocked how good it was. And what I'm saying, it's no banger for Disney Plus with Marvel. And what I'm saying, I'm gonna move on to the next zone now. So here we go. Now we're on to Loki, and what can I say about this show? It is a very good show, and a lot of fans are saying this is the best Marvel show, and I can see why it is, with the style, with the basically the main guy Loki himself. Why I said he is a fan's favorite character for a reason. Always, and also he probably is the one of the best Marvel villains, even though he's not a villain. He's like an anti-hero basically, but his backstory, the way he is, he is one of the lovable villains, and it makes sense to try bring him back. And the way you bring him back is, I know some people might say it's lazy, but it's quite smart. And again, this is a small spoiler to Infinity War and Endgame, as well. The Infinity War and Endgame, I think most people saw by now, and basically the Loki that we know from the last 10 years is not out. Is gone. He is dead in Infinity War, and in Endgame, as the big plot in Endgame is it go back in time, and they go back to the first Avengers movie, where Loki, was, Loki, and basically he escaped, and this is where this series kicks off. It's that Loki, and basically then he escapes. He get caught by this group, and basically I could come on the time police because that's what they are. That's what they acting like. It's the time police, because he's broke the timeline and he's getting punished for it. And basically this whole series about you wonder who's these people, and what they done. And basically it's a history. They got a long history. Again, I'm not gonna get no spoilers to this, but the way they done this show, it's got like a Doctor Who vibe / Legends of Tomorrow, vibe. It's not about time travel. It's to go to, like I said, different. It's time travel, but it's like different. The time travel, and also there's like different alternate timelines. And I thought, okay, this is quite cool. And there's a lot of stuff in it. There's a lot of MCU Easter eggs in this. Like for example, it got like a drawer for the Infinity Stones, even though it don't work. It uses it as like a paperweight, which again, that's funny, because I said these Infinity Stones, in the Infinity Saga, has been the main point, the ultimate weapon in the Marvel world, and in this show it uses as paperweights. But I said they load Easter eggs to the MCU history, the movies history, and also the comics too. And again, I don't give much away, but it is quite good and quite fun. And you find out Loki, and again Loki goes through different character developments in this, and again he's not off the party always. And why I say this part is my second favourite. One for Wanda, where the reason why I said before, or Wanda, this will be my favourite show of the Marvel shows. And why I say this is a quite unique show, and also it was one of the first shows to get a second season straight away, which it shows you how popular this character is. And the way it ended, I can't wait to see more of this show. And also, it's got another thing with the multiverse thing again. And this is what another thing I've had to tell with all these shows, including Wanda. It do hint at the multiverse fairly, which again, I can't wait to see more of this. And so let's move on to the next show. Now we're on to Marvel What If, and this is the one that I was looking forward to the most. And the reason is this meant to be out last year. Again, as we know with the pandemic, a lot of media, a lot of stuff been delayed, and this was one of them. And their face came out, and yeah, it's not at the par. Now, it did have a iffy start. Again, I'm not saying it's bad, but the episode a pick to kick off this idea of what if. This is what I want to say before I go into that. The idea itself is it going to the MCU history, but it changes slightly to what if this happens, and it's like fan fiction, but not all the tough fan fiction. You know what I mean? But honest to God, this is a fantastic idea, and I hope they do a Star Wars one, as it is a quite cool idea, and the animation is quite good too. So why saying what I mean about it? If we start, well, the third episode is Captain Carter with Captain Carter. What if Captain Carter was the first Avenger? And again, it's a good idea, but the problem is the way they told the story. It really is the first Captain America film, but role reverse. And again, nothing too special, nothing like mind blowing. Like, oh, okay, it's okay, but after that, it's keep on getting better and better. And there's like one or two is if but you gotta get that with especially you do like I said with Visions, Star Wars Visions, you do 9 different stories. You got, and I'll explain this too. The reason why I put this as more of a soul than Visions, I'll tell you towards the end of the minute. But what I'm saying, the second one is what if Black Panther becomes Star Lord, which that was a good episode, and it's one a very good, unique performance, from the actor who died, and it's sad that it's one of his last projects he'd done before he died. Then got to the third one, which is one of my favourite one, and for I don't make people talk about this one because it is a good idea. Firstly, the next 40 tied to launch, the Avengers. It can't get killed. It's like a murder mystery, and it's a good idea. I think the only reason why not many people talk about this is it don't sort of hint who the kill is, and that's because it made it half an hour. He made it a bit more longer and show a bit more hints. Maybe it would have been a stronger episode, but I still love it. Then got to episode 4, which is probably my favourite one of the whole lot. Which is, as I'm a Doctor Strange fan, and I love this one. Which is what if Doctor Strange loses his heart instead of his hands? Firstly, in that car crash we had in the MCU, he was driving. In this version, he got that girl, in the first film, are in a relationship, and basically, it wasn't just him driving, he was driving with her, and he had a car crash still, and he don't damage his hand, but instead he lose her, and then he become obsessed to try to bring it back, and end up using dark magic, and God, I love this. And there's probably rumors about this Strange might come to the movies. I hope so, especially with the multiverse, going on. I hope it brings the Strange in, because he is a very good villain and with a very good backstory. I can't wait to see more of this. And also, we got the next one, which is quite shocking because, again, I love the story of this, but it wasn't the strongest one. It was a bit disappointing, which is the what if zombies, really. And it's a very good sound, but what shocked me the more is because it wasn't that strong. It's the only one that got given its own spin off. We're getting a Marvel Zombies show, and again, it's a good idea. Maybe it's needed that. Because the problem with some of these shows is it got half an hour to tell their story, which again, okay. Then got to episode 6, which is what if Killmonger went to Tony Stark. Again, another good episode showing that how badass Killmonger is, and I hope they bring him back because he is a very good character. And again, I don't need to explain this one. It's Killmonger. Then got to like the iffy one, which is what if Thor were the only child? With basically it's a party episode. Maybe it needed that because, like I said, the last couple of episodes been dark. Like I said, from episode 4 with Doctor Strange, the way that ended this person. Then you got to the zombie one, like I said, the whole world survived zombies, so that's not gonna be a happy ending either. And then got to the Killmonger one, which that ended, it with a sad ending because, like I said, it had to be Killmonger on top. Because, like I said, it's a what if. So probably 4 we have a light-hearted episode, which is the 4 one, which is okay. It's a 4-hand apart on the if. But then did a big twist at the end, as the next 2 episodes is really a 2-part finale, and it really is what it's risen to all the Infinity Zones. Again, a very good episode, and that's no twist to it. You're thinking there's like risen, there's gonna be all different stories. No, it connected. All the shows connected together, and I think that's what makes it very good too. And yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a very good watch, and I'm made that it just announced that we're getting a season 2 of What If, and like I said before, we're getting a spin-off from What If with the zombies. So yeah, it was bright for Marvel. So I'm going to say one more Marvel show and then go to, I'm going to mention 2 other shows before I say, my film of the, yeah. Sorry, I meant 3, sorry. So, let's get moving on. Now, before we go to, my 3 other shows, I want to mention Hawkeye, and yeah, it's not finished at the time we call this. We're on to episode 4, but I still want to mention it because, like I said, it's still a good little show. I know some people moan about it, but I enjoying it. Again, what made these shows so good? Really, every single Marvel show we got this year has been something different and not the same. And basically, with Hawkeye, it's a Christmas action comedy series, and also it introduces Kate Bishop, and it is a very fun show. It's a bit like dialogue being over the top, but I know it's not as swearing or violent, but again, it's still a good show, and it does. The rumors about there's some charismatic soul in it, and again, at the end of episode 4, I kind of did show up, but I'm not going to tell you or ruin it for you. But what I'm saying, it's quite a good show to end up the Marvel DC Plus shows, and what this year tells us with Marvel is people be worried about since after the Infinity War and Endgame, people got worried with Marvel going to die, and I'll admit I did thought that too because what else can you do? Because it done something that not many movies can do. It done 10 years of hype for one really 2 big films, and what it doing now, it moving to the next level with these shows because basically it's getting like comics where it can tell big stories, but it can do like small stories and to get introducing like other characters, and did what they do with these shows with some of the ideas. Why was I said we did probably worry that we're getting like a Kate Bishop show, where again I love to see that, and it might not work as a movie, but as a show it probably work. And same with Hawkeye, same with Hawkeye, Hawkeye, I can't see it working as a movie, but as a show, yeah, it works. And what Wandavision, for example, that would never work as a movie, but it worked better as a show. I think small ideas, or whatever ideas they got, some gonna be iffy. Of course it will. What I'm saying, it got something like 15 shows, in development or something like that, or 10 shows in development. Some of them going to be iffy, but why is the same with comics? Why I said the little comics, from the big comics in the Marvels, they're going to be iffy ones. They're going to be like, oh, whatever. But why I said it's an experiment, and this is what they want you to do. What you want really, because this is the thing. This is the thing what Star Wars needs to win, and I think Star Wars is slowly winning that too. That it needs to expand it, expand it and do some ideas. Sometimes it can lead to big things, Also, you also get new audience into your franchises. I think Marvel got a very bright future if keep this up. And again, it could go downhill. It could, but at the moment now, with this year content we had, I can't name a very bad show. Again, there's gonna be a bad one. This will be. There will be. Cause like I said, no one's gonna be paid for long, but with this, with more future, I think it got a bright future if keep this up. Especially doing different stories. Expand the world more. And this is what Hawkeye done well too, where with the opening, where again it's not a spoiler because this really is the opening scene in Hawkeye, where you see a young Kate Bishop in a fancy hotel during the first Avengers film, in the city, and basically she lost her dad, due to the building getting destroyed, and it shows you. There are stories you can tell with the characters, and what Loki for itself, that would not work on a movie too, but I say it Marvel at the moment now, and I say with Disney, it got a bright future if keep this up. And again, I know Disney's evil, with buying everything, and like for example, Captain America 4, basically you're not getting the backstory of Falcon become Captain America because you need to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah, it's long, but at the same time, it is getting rid of a big chunk of the film. You can go straight to the film. That's another good thing about this too. And what Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. failed at, again, I like the show. What it failed at is it does connect sometimes, but at the same time, it does not feel like it. With these shows, do feel like you're connected, and also the budget of these shows are like next level. Go back 10 years ago, 10 years ago, the big gorgeous looking shows are very only HBO, where like Boardwalk, Walker Empire, Rome, Game of Thrones, you know, gorgeous looking shows. You're thinking they look like movies, and Disney and like I said, even Netflix now are picking up now. We're making the quality of these shows on the next level, and I think they got a bright future. And yeah, I know people worry about streaming services, but there's a reason why streaming services are dominating. There's a reason why streaming services are dominating. And again, I'm talking about America and UK with their cable, and I think cable need to pick up a bit now, saying okay, we need, and this is why most cable companies are moving towards the streaming services because of this. So yeah, this might will end of the Disney. I know that's what I'm saying. It's been a long rivalry with Disney, and there might be some sort of missed out. But I don't want to make it too long, so I'm going to mention 3 more shows called these 3 more shows did have an impact for me. And then I'm going to my show of the year, okay? So, we'll get on to the last 3 shows. Before I get to my show of the year, what I said, I'm going to do a quick mention of these last 3 shows. As what I said just then, it had an impact on me. The first one, what I said, is Wick and Morty Season 5. I know people moan about this, but I didn't like this season because, yeah, he's not heavy, story driven until the last episode. But he got that quote is like the character development on these, especially on Rick and on Morty, is there. Like for example, with Morty, for example, he become more and more and more aggressive, more angry, more reckless. What the first episode, how many creatures he killed, and then again later on he does the same thing again, and Morty character development is not. He's now from being this wimpy sidekick to being what the fuck. I'm not a sidekick no more. So fuck off. And then go to Wick's side. You find a bit more stuff of Wick where he's not this tough dude. Tough arsehole dude that got no feelings. He's got fucking feelings. There's a couple episodes you can see that, and then you find out his backstory too. It is a mention. Is a mention. So Rick and Morty season 5. I don't care what people say. I still enjoyed it, so I'll go upon this. I'm gonna go to the next one right now. Now the next one I'm gonna pick is an Amazon show, and it is Invincible. And God, this was a good show. And it's a shame that not many people talk about it now. A lot of people talk about, beginning of the year, but I still think it's probably is up there as one of the best. And I made up it got reviewed too. Very Invincible is like the way it's done it is. I know it's made by the guy who made Walking Dead, and it is a comic book series, but the way it's done is animation. It's treating like as like attack like the Batman cartoons or the Superman cartoons, but it's full of adults and it's freaking dark. Like the first episode, most of the first episode, it's not that dark, and then get to the end, the big twist. It is fucked up, and basically it brings lyrics away. And the other good thing about this, it does replaces my Wait for the Boys season 3, which I'm looking forward to, and I love the boys. But this fills it in for me, and I think this show, with the end that it got, I can't wait to see more of this. And yeah, I went on the comics on, I researched it, and the story is just beginning. It gets better, and it's gonna get darker too. I can't wait to see more of this show. So Invincible, a quite a good, unique on Amazon. It got a big hit here. I said next year we got The Boys season 3 and probably Invincible season 2. Also it released it, The Lord of the Rings. So Amazon could have a good year next year too. So let's get to my last show before I say my show of the year. Now this next show is a Netflix show, and you probably know it's going to be. And before you say this show, it's not my show of the year, but it's just to give a mention of what the impact is on for the world basically. And also I do like these type of shows, these phone shows. Yeah, it's a great game, and the reason is there is a mention. I mean, fucking look at it. It broke records. It became the most viewed program in the world. Less than 2 weeks is released, and that is amazing. What is making it more amazing? It's a fun show, and it got a terrible dub, and trust me, the dub is fucking terrible. But people love the show. I mean, go to YouTube, go to TikTok or whatever. You see, even today, you see, by the time we recording this, you're still seeing, people talk about Squid Game or people doing, challenges for Squid Games. And basically, the story is where this man who at first you see is an asshole, using, basically, getting money on his mum all the time, and a gambling addiction. But then you find out more to, he's not an asshole. It's just him, going downhill because he lost his job. He went to depression, and he lost his wife, and he barely got custody of his kids. And again, also what he brings to showing that how tough the country is with money, in Korea. And I know it's not the North Korea, which is it North Korea? I know what I mean. The one where dead fucking strict. It's not that Korea, but in North Korea, it can be hard to live, especially if you're poor. And basically, he found out that his kids is moving to America, getting basically they get a better life, and he can't fight it because again, it costs money to fight the justice system, just like in other world, but it's even harder in that country. And then he meets this guy, and he played these little games to get money, and then he's after trick him to winning. He said, you got these games, you can win, up to $1,000,000 or something. It's like loads of money. And he accepted it. And then he gets sent to this place, this island. And then basically, he go to the kiddie game. You got to play through these kiddie games, but with a deadly twist. And look, what I love about the show is, it's so there's so many messages in it too. And if you watch it a second time, you know other stuff that you missed out. For example, the message is it's basically telling you that you never grow up. I mean, look at the characters. Even that they're deadly, threat, they don't work together. They go to gangs like you do in school, and the way they act, and that's what I love about this. They don't grow up. It's so, and it don't, like, if I see your food, like, you act like a little kid, even though you're 4 adults. And what I love about this is, yeah, to me, I'm not going to no spoilers, but the way it ended, it had 2 scenes before that. I think that was the ending because it was heartbreaking. But the way so ended, it's like a Pulp Fiction thing saying, what if? But because the show is so popular and, done so well, it is getting a second season. And I'm a bit worried about it because no matter what, it's going to be a big hit. People are going to go mad for it. But I still think people will end up being disappointed in it because, like I said, this show is made better. So I made up more people now 100 phone shows. Like last year with Parasite, or year before, whatever, Parasite came out and won an Oscar. People question that, why that won an Oscar. If you watch that, people need to watch that film now because that is a no masterpiece too. These phone films can do something to you. But if you watch Squid Games, I advise you don't watch it in the dub because fucking hell, it's one of the worst dub I've seen. I watch it in the sub. I try with dub, I couldn't watch it, but what I say, I watched it in the sub. So what I say, Squid Game is a very good unique show, and it's not my show of the year because this would have been it. One for one other show. So I'm gonna say it right now. Now my show of the year, and I think you most probably know it is because he goes to my TikTok. This show I thought my mind was blown, and yet it's another Netflix show, and it's League of Legends Arcade. What I can say about the show, it shocked me. For once, I don't play the freaking game League of Legends. Yeah, I do play computer. I'm a gamer myself, but I don't play League of Legends. Again, I'm not slagging it off, but it's not my type of thing. But again, this show I almost skipped. But again, once people talk about it, I said, fine, I gave it a chance. And once I watched it, my mind was blown away with this world. The animation too. Oh my god, the animation is gorgeous in this too. Firstly, another thing what Netflix done this is dead fucking smart. With like knowing Netflix release a show where you get all the episodes at once. No, you're getting 3 episodes a week, and it's a smart move for them because it got people talking about it more, and that's how I got into it really. And basically, the story is there's this world, and it's like a bit like Elite virtually, where there's the rich people with loads of money, and then there's the Trump world where it's trash. Yeah, and other people say, yeah, but it's like Elite, what makes it so special? Again, it's the characters themselves. Like they're 2 sisters who were growing up together, and you see that in the first 3 episodes, they love each other, it got connection, and then on the end of episode 3, there's a big tragedy, with the course meant to split, and then it do a big time cut, and then you see the world expanded, the world growing with, this magic into this world, and that's another thing too. I can't name a character that is bad. Every single character in the show is unique, and you care about these characters, so you do care about these characters, and what make this show so good is that you know it's that, and again, this one a video game, I think it's a free to play game, again. I was shocked how good this was, and it's getting a second season. I can't wait to see more from the second season, from this world. And again, it might go downhill after that, who fucking knows, but I don't care. Season 1, God, it's so good. Why is it it's like a Game of Thrones, where this is the thing, no shows like this got me into it like the early days of Game of Thrones. Yeah, I know Game of Thrones went a bit iffy towards the end, but the beginning, me, the beginning was amazing, and this was I felt on this, with the characters, and then you don't know who's going to die or who's going to betray yet. You don't trust no one in this world. That's what made this so good. Writing, in basically, the writing is so good, and like what I said before, at the end of SO3, even the side characters, you actually love them, and then you see one or two die in that episode. Again, I'm not going to tell who, but again, it's mental. It is mental how good this show is. And again, I just can't believe this is the one that got me saying, yeah, it's so dear. Well, I said before, I was loving Squid Games. Yeah, I know they've been better so Squid Games, but at least with Squid Games, it done all kinds of records, and that would have been so dear. But the reason why I put this on, it's a storytelling. This is one of the best storytelling I've seen for a long time, and Netflix got something special here. I can't wait to see more in this world. And it got me thinking about playing the games too. That was another thing it done. Is like, I want to try the games out now, you know. And it got me reading the lore too of this world, and that's the thing that quite unique. And I think a lot of people felt the same too. What I read on TikTok or any social media platform like Twitter or that, people are now going into League of Legends, going back to just this lore, watching the mini movies. This is the thing too. It got mini movies too. Like animated, and they and God, I can't believe no one picked this up. And another thing I found out too. This was in Eleven Hell. This had been Joel for like 6 years or 7 years. I hope season two don't take that long, but I think it shouldn't. Especially you got like Netflix helping you, so I shouldn't take that long. But I can't. It is a very good show. I can't wait to see more of this world, or arcade. And I think that is it. This is my show of the year, and yeah, I don't care. It's a 10 out of 10 show. It is people who haven't seen this. Again, I'm not giving no spoilers. Watch the show. So watch it. It is worth your time now. There's no excuse, as all 9 episodes is out now. And I can't wait. Like I said, it blew my mind. And I think people need to see the show. And if you haven't seen it, so watch it. So, yeah, this is the end of my video. I want to try to do the next, like I said, hopefully I can get at least my film of the year. It won't be as this long. I'll only do like 5 films. Mention 5 films, make a saucer. But what I'm saying, the reason why this is longer, God, why I said the shows themselves, there have been so many good shows, amazing shows. Yeah, I know most of them have become Disney, but as I said before, never had some good shows. But I didn't want to make it longer than that it needs to be. But why I said Arcade is my show of the year. So, see ya.